Welcome you all students. I come up with the question from projections of solid. Let me read out the question first so that you will get what it is being given in the question. A hexagonal prism of base side 25 mm and axis 60 mm long lies with one of its rectangular faces on HP such that the axis is inclined at 45 degree to VP. Draw its projection. Take the given data. Given. What's the object given? Object is hexagonal prism. Hexagonal prism. And then its side is 25 mm. What about the height of the object? It is 60 mm. What about the resting? Lies with one of its. So lies in the sense it is trying to say about the resting with one of its rectangular face. Okay. So lies in the sense resting. So resting with rectangular face. Rectangular face on HP. On HP. It is not resting with one of the base corner or base edge. It is resting with rectangular face, make it a note, and then such that the axis is inclined, axis is inclined 45 degree to VP. These are the things are given in the question. Okay, so let me show the object. This is the hexagonal prism. It has two bases and these are the rectangular faces or longer edges. Okay, and this is top base and bottom base. Okay, fine. Here what is given as far as the position of the object concerned? Rectangular face is on HP and the axis is inclined 45 degree to VP. Consider this ground as a horizontal plane and this board as a vertical plane. If it's, I can say the object is being kept something like this. This is how the object is being placed. One of its rectangular face, this is the rectangular face of the object. One of the rectangular face is being kept on HP and axis, the imaginary line passing to the center of the top and bottom, which is inclined at an angle 40 degree. So this is how the object is placed, for which we are going to take the observation, right? So we know we need to undergo two stages as per the change of position method or rotating object method concern. We need to take two steps. First one is simple position. Simple position, and the second one is axis inclination. Axis inclination or special kind of things, right? Okay, in the simple position, since it is inclined to VP, I am going to keep perpendicular to VP so that in the front view we can get the true shape, in the top view we can get the height of the object or length of the object. Just like a rectangular face we can observe it. Okay, since it is kept perpendicular to VP, the observation will be, the first diagram will be on VP. So I gonna start on VP, but the position condition for this, the rectangular face, we must be very clear. That means it is been kept something like this, right? It is kept on HP plane, So when we are having the look from the front, one of the edge will be resting on HA, something like that, you will get the observation. Always we used to say that means the condition, the resting portion must be taken on the right side. But here the rectangular face is resting on HP. So what happens, it is very different things when we compare with the previous problems. The one of the edge will be give the observation in the front view, just it is on XY line. Okay, so make it, remember in your mind, rectangular face in the sense when you are keeping one of the base edge will be giving the observation just on XY line. So we must take the one of the edge on XY line, not on the right side, on the XY line. And then What about the measurement? It is 25 mm. This line should be 25 mm. And we know the procedure to form the hexagon. Am I right? If you take a line, horizontal line, something like this, what is the next? We need to find the center of the object. So what we do is, we will be taking the side measurement in the compass and we will be having the cut marks from the both ends, so that we will be getting the center for the polygon. And then by keeping this intersection point as center, if you have a circle, the circle will be tracing something like this. Okay, with the help of it, from the one end we will be having a cut, and from the another end we will be having a cut, and from this intersection point again we will be having a cut, and from the intersection point again we will be having a cut. Okay, so by connecting all those things, we will be forming the hexagon. Okay, with the same principle we are going to form the hexagon here. As far as this diagram as well, we are going to make with the same procedure, but here, to get a good diagram, I am going to take the approximate. So first of all, horizontal line, I have taken the HY line, and afterwards, so to get it, I am going to make something like this. Okay. So you need to form with a circular method. All the sides are with 25 mm. So now the hexagon is formed. When you are keeping like this, the front face will be visible, rear face will be invisible. If I note the point as 1, A, B, C, D, E and F, and this is P, Q, R, S, T and U, the front face will be a visible one and rear face will be a invisible one. So front face A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash and F dash will be a visible one. Rear face P dash, Q dash, R dash, S dash, T and U dash will be a invisible one. Okay. What is next? After finding it, you need to get the top view. Okay. So for that, you can get the projector from each and every corners from the front view. So it comes like this. If you note the axis, it comes here. In order to find the axis of the hexagon, what we have to do is, you need to take the diagonal, or else I can say you are forming with a circular method, so that when you are having the circle, you will be getting the center point. So it will be the axis for you. So take the long line dash in the projector, something like this, and here it is resting with rectangular face, not with a base. So I am not going to rest the base here. Already the rectangular face is rest. So I am going to take the base line somewhat apart from the XY line. Okay, it is a different thing from all the questions. I have taken this base line just ahead from the XY line, something like this. Okay. Afterwards, what is the height of the object? 60. So take it in your compass and have a cut mark in the axis, so that you could able to get the rectangular face, right? So now give the notation. You are looking for the top view, so the observer position will be something like this. If you concentrate on the front face, I can say A, F, E and D will be visible. A, F, E and D will be a visible one. C and B will be invisible. C is just behind D. So nearby it I am going to make C, and B is just behind F. So nearby F I am going to make B. What about the rear face or rear base? P, U, T and S will be visible. R and Q will be invisible. R and Q will be invisible. So P is visible and U is visible, T is visible and S is visible. Invisible or is invisible just behind T. So nearby T I am going to make R. And where is Q? It is just behind F, right? Behind U. So nearby U I am going to mark Q. Okay, done. So when you are looking from the top, the edge PA will be visible, F and U will be visible, E and T will be, E to T will be visible, the edge D to S will be visible. I am making as a dot, and the boundary will be visible always. So top and bottom base I am going to take as a dark line. I have completed the things. What is the next stage? Now we have taken the observation by keeping the object something like this, axis perpendicular to VP. What is the next condition? Axis should be tilted 45 degree to VP. So I am going to make the object something like this. So what I am going to do is, here it is a prism. So all the longer edges are parallel with respect to axis. It's a parallel edges. So I am going to tilt the edge, longer edge first, especially I am going to tilt the edge S to D. Okay. So here on the XY line, I am going to keep the protractor, I am going to measure 45 degree, and I am having the inclined line. So the line will be something like this. Okay. The line will be something like this. I am going to take here. So now taking, line will be coming. Fine. So now this is a 45 degree inclined line. I am going to take the edge SD. First of all, I am going to note S. Now by taking the measurement S to D, the distance in my compass, I am going to have the cut mark, so that I will get the D1 position. We are familiar, all the adjacent sides are with 90 degree to each other. Am I right? So from the S I am going to get the 90 degree line. From the D I am going to get the 90 degree line. Now measure in order to get the boundary. S to P, what is the measurement? Just note it. This is the point for P. Take the measurement. D to A, what is the measurement? Just do the marking. This would be your A1. This is a P1, this is an S1. Okay. So you will get the point for A. If you take a line P to A, you will get the boundary of the object. Intermediate edges should be formed. It is easy. From the S, measure T distance and note it. So you will get T1 and R1. Okay. If you take the distance of D to E, we will get E1 and C1. Next, what it is? U. I am going to take the measurement from S, transfer it, you will get U1 and Q1. I am going to take the distance of D to F, so that I will get F1 and B1. Connect it. Connect it. One more axis is there. For that also, with respect to any of the edge, you can take the measurement and transfer it over the object. Okay, so that you will get the axis for the position. Okay, we have just reproduced the same image of the previous stage top view in inclined manner. Okay, in inclined manner, this same measurement we have reproduced it. So just make all the edges, what are the things are captured as a visible one, just capture it as a visible one. So make the replica of the same image, the top view which we got in the simple position. Make all the things as a dark one. This edge also a dark line, this edge also a dark line. Okay, completed. And next, the final step, the final front view, that can be captured by getting the projector from the corners of the front face and the rear face, as well from the previous stage get the horizontal projectors. So while doing the projectors will goes like this. Okay, from here it will be tracing the path something like this. Okay, this is Y. Okay, get the horizontal projector from each corners. This is how the path will be tracing out, and C and B will be tracing on the XY line itself. Okay, Now go for the mapping works. Concentrate on the front face first. A, B, C, D, E and F. A horizontal is coming here and vertical is here. So this would be A1 dash. Here is B and here is the B. So this would be B1 dash. Here is the C1 dash. Here is the D1 dash. And here is the E1 dash. And here is the F1 dash. What about the rear base? Horizontal and vertical. This would be your P1 dash. This would be your Q1 dash. This would be your R1 dash. This would be your S1 dash. This would be your T1 dash. This would be your U1 dash. Go for the intersection of horizontal and vertical projector. That particular thing should be named. Okay. So now it's a final stage to conclude the shape of the final front view. So first step, close the boundary. Always in any position the boundary will be a visible one. Okay. You have to make the outermost points as a dark one. So here like this, U to T, T to F, F to E, E to D, D to E, then E to B, B to R, R to Q, Q to F, P and U to P. I gonna make as a dot line. It's a boundary. Boundary should be closed. And second, you have to concentrate on the top base or front face. Okay, here I going to concentrate on the front face. Front face or front base. Okay, the connection is between A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E and D to A. In the boundary have connected B to C, C to D, then D to E, then E to F. What is remaining? A to B should be connected, A to F should be connected. The object is being kept something like this. From the front view, it is inclined to VP. When you are looking 90 degree to the view, what happens? Definitely the front face will be visible to you. Am I right? So don't want any confusion. A to B and B to F as well a dot line. So do the connection. Here you will have, I have missed, F will be there. Okay. D to F will be there. Okay. Okay, here we will be having the F, that also should be a dark line. Okay, fine. And then come to the rear face. Rear face P, Q, R, S, T and U. Already some of the points we have connected, some of the corners we have connected. Now keeping like this is the view. I can say the rear face will be partially visible. Some of the edges will be visible to you, and the things which are lying behind will be invisible. Just like I can say, if I take this as A, if I take this as P, Q, R, S, T and U, okay, I can say T to S and S to R will be invisible. T to S and S to R will be invisible. Okay, the connection for the rear face P, Q, R, S, T, U and again with the ends with P, right? So here comes T to S is invisible and S to R say invisible. At this position partially the rear face will be visible and some of the portion will be invisible. Okay, right. So bottom base we have completed, and next thing is the longer edges. Next thing is the longer edges. This is how the object is being traced as far as now. Okay, and the longer edge concern, it is a connection between P to A, Q to B, R to C, S to D, T2 F, sorry, E, and then U2 F. These are the longer edges. 6 longer edges we have in the hexagonal prism. So here, when you look into the diagram and the boundary, some of the longer edge we have completed. See, Q2B we have completed, R2C we have completed as a dark line, okay, and then U2F we have completed, and T2E we have completed, right? 4 edges we have completed, 2 more is remaining, P2A and S2D. What happens to it? This is how the object is, okay? I have taken, this is P and this is A, this is R, this is Q, and this is what? B, and this is R, and this is C, and this is S, and this is what? D, and this is T, and this is E, and this is U, and this is F, okay? I have taken like this. So if you consider P and A in the front view, P and A will be visible. So this must be a dark line. P and A will be a dark line. So P to A should be a dark line. And what happens to the edge, longer edge, S and D, where it is actually? S and D is here. Here is the S and here is D, which is lying behind the rectangular face, right? It won't be visible from the front view. So we must be taken as a dark line. Some of the portion it is covered with a dark line, object line. So remaining portion should be taken with a dashed line. When you are having the dark line and dashed line, how to give the preference to dark line? Okay. So the portion which is uncovered, I have taken as a dashed line. So this is how we have to conclude this shape. I hope you understood how to form the final front view and final top view. What is the difference having when the rectangular face is resting on the any of the principal planes. Okay. So when the rectangular face is resting, how to take the one of the base edge just resting on the edge sweep. Okay, we have to take on the edge sweep. The condition must be taken on edge sweep. For this, we have taken the condition as rectangle or what base edge, which is taken on the edge sweep and not on the right side. Okay, that's the difference here. How to remember it? Okay, and then we have to make the dimension as far as this concerned. The base side is 25 mm. So just go for a dimension line and mark it above the line 25. What about the axis height? What about the axis height, which is 60 mm? So take the parallel line, capture with filled arrows and write above line as 60. Next, inclination. Axis inclination is provided 45 mm. So in the axis, by extending like this with the same inclination, okay, how to mark such a way? The filled arrows, okay, how to write 45 degree, okay. And at close, I can take the note. All dimensions are in mm in neat manner with the help with a 5 mm gap. How to write all dimensions are in mm. Or in mm. Also, you can write about the scale, which is 1:1. Okay. I hope you understood how to work when you are having such conditions. Okay, rectangular face resting on a HP. Thank you so much.